Hi, my name is Claudia Harvey. I took the leap back in 2009 out of the corporate world with a very secure job and a career to become an entrepreneur. And this is the journey of how that developed and the results of where it's gone.
We have Claudia Harvey on the show, who I'm really excited to find out more about how she took a leap from her corporate career and what she's doing now to help others do the same thing. Welcome, Claudia, to the show.
Thank you very much. I'm very, very happy to be here.
Awesome. So your story is quite incredible, and I'm really excited to dig into it.
I get it.
Inside joke, right? Well, let's talk about Dig It, actually, and your journey from the corporate world into starting your own company.
Right. So back in 2009, actually probably 2008, I left the corporate world behind with a conscious decision that I wanted to be more involved with my family. So I had 3 young children behind at home, and I wanted not to leave them behind but be present in their lives, which I'm sure lots and lots of people can resonate. Yeah. You're torn between family and job, etc. So I made a conscious decision to leave the corporate world behind, and at the same time that year, the business partner and I created a company called Dig It.
Yeah.
And Dig It Apparel went on Dragon's Den 6 weeks after its start of sales, and it is just have a product here.
Yeah.
So Dig It is really a glove. Our first product is a glove that helps women protect their fingernails. So inside each fingertip is a nail protection, and It sits on top of a lady's fingernails, and we've now patented that across Canada, the United States, EU, and Australia. So Dig It went on Dragon's Den in 2010, and we partnered with Kevin O'Leary at the time, and that catapulted our business forward.
Wow.
But the journey of actually even starting the business and taking that leap of faith in myself, in the connections that I had, and with the business partner that I had at the time, it was quite a leap of faith.
Yeah, can you tell us about that? Because it seems like, you just kind of leaped out and then you just catapulted.
Yes.
What, if we were to kind of slow things down, what was, when did you know was the time to leave, and where did the idea for the gloves happen?
Yeah. So the idea for me leaving the corporate world was over the course of time. I just decided that I didn't really want to be in the corporate world just because I was leaving my family behind. I was on planes 15 out of 30 days and stressed completely, and I had a wonderful spouse. I still have the same spouse, a wonderful man that believed that we could together make the journey into an entrepreneurial life, but also have the balance of being able me to be at home with the kids. He still has a very strong career, and managing both that lifestyle and being able to manage the lifestyle with the kids and start a job in Dig It. Dig It wasn't something that I really anticipated getting that big. It kind of grew, and it was a wonderful, anything that I do, I focus on, and when I focus on, and I bring all the talent and all the experience that I've had in the past with uber focus and uber drive. I now realize that I do that with 2 feet in. Once I decide to do it, it just kind of catapulted and just kind of started a life of its own.
Wow.
So Dig It was created with just an inspiration. My business partner and I were having drinks, and she had destroyed her manicure in the garden the day before. It was her idea. So Dig It was not my idea, but the idea married with the logistics on how to create the company have to go hand in hand. So the revenue plus the expenses in the company have to go hand in hand, and the whole planning has to go hand in hand. So we joined forces and we created Dig It, and she's no longer with the company. I have another business partner, and the company's growing in leaps and bounds in different directions.
That's amazing. Do you have any particular business background or experience that you're applying?
I did, yeah. I had 20 years of corporate experience in sales, marketing, operations, logistics, customer service. So I was always being sucked dry by the corporate world. You know, your brain's being sucked dry for other people. And you start to resent that. And I'm sure, again, a lot of people can resonate with that, that you just resent that. So I took that experience and started our own business to do that for ourselves.
Yeah.
So yes, I did have that experience, but sometimes you don't know what you don't know going in, which is a blessing in disguise. Because sometimes if you did know what you have to do going in, you might not do it. But that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, it's the baptism by fire sometimes that lights the fire and the drive and the focus, and then when you succeed, it's just nirvana. It's just fabulous.
So what's so cool, I feel, is you started the business, and then 6 weeks later, you're right in front of Kevin O'Leary.
Yes.
That must take some guts and confidence. What was?
So we started the business in 2009, incorporated. Created the business. So we created the trademark, the name, the concept, the product, the packaging, all of that. We had been in sales for 6 weeks.
Okay.
And we went on the stage in front of the Dragons in May. We aired in November.
Yeah.
So between being on stage and airing, we developed a lot as a business as well.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, it was going on Dragon's Den was very surreal, and it was a very knee-knocking experience. But once we actually got down onto the stage and really started to talk to the Dragons, because we had prepared and prepared and prepared. We knew our business plan, financial plan, marketing plan, knew where we wanted to go, knew where we wanted to be in 5 years. That's all the experience that we brought to the table from our lives.
Right.
So when we were on Dragon's Den, we started talking to the Dragons, it was just like a business meeting.
Yeah.
It was great. And they were actually wonderful.
Yeah.
They were. They don't look wonderful on TV, but they were wonderful.
They're like dragons on TV.
They are. They do, but it was 45 minutes boiled down to 8 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And so this is quite exciting. So what I love is that it seemed like it was natural for you to just take a skill set that you were doing in the corporate world and an idea, business sense, and just put it into your own project and truly make it happen.
True. I think what's really necessary to really get across to new entrepreneurs and to business people that think of launching their business as it was a niche product in a niche industry with something very unique. Yeah. And that is really, really important if you're going to launch your business, is to really identify how you are unique in the world and in the marketplace that you want to be in. And if you're not unique, how do you make yourself unique?
Yeah.
Spin something to make yourself unique and do that. So the garden industry was also growing. So the garden industry was growing, the salon industry was growing. The same people that were in the garden were the ladies that wanted to protect themselves with their nails. And that's the little gap, the niche that we narrowed in on and found a product that met the needs of those women.
That's incredible. And so now, you've been in, Dig It is now growing and expanding. You're also moving it into the U.S.
In a very big way.
Yeah, in a big way.
Yes.
Now, how did that happen, and what was what would you say are the key things that allowed for you guys to go in that direction?
We've always wanted to be in the United States, and about 2 years ago we trickled into the United States with some test markets, but this year we're making a conscious decision to move into the United States. Yeah. It's really doing a lot of research, moving into a new area and a new market, and understanding how to drive your product in the distribution model in that new country or that new arena forward. So this spring has been a lot of research, a lot of travel to understand the market, a lot of networking, tons of networking, and now we have proposals in and heading into a whole bunch of trade shows in September, and we will be in, I'm hoping, hundreds and hundreds of stores in the United States in spring of 2018. I'm hoping.
That's so incredible. And so now what's so cool as well is that you were once on one side of the Dragon's Den where you were looking to pitch others to invest in you, and now the tables have kind of turned and you're helping entrepreneurs. Can you tell us more about that?
I am. It's been quite an exciting journey. Coming off of Dragon's Den and Dig It, being a woman, being a mother, being a corporate person, leaving it all behind, I was being asked to speak on stages and organizations about the journey. And the Dragon's Den story is interesting, right?
Yeah.
So when I was speaking, people were asking me for advice, and I really truly realized that I have a lot of advice to give. So because I've already done it once, I started my own company called On the Verge.
Yes.
And it is a consulting company helping others launch their business and existing businesses rebrand and restructure.
Amazing.
So I do that as well. On the side, I have a team of people with me. And then in addition to that, I've also invested in other people's companies. So I now provide advice into other people's companies, and I take an equity share in other people's companies. So I went from the pitcher to the teacher.
The teacher.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
She's a nice dragon though.
Yeah, I try to be. Yeah.
How are you doing this all while being a mother?
Well, the kids are now getting older. So my oldest now is 20, and he's at McGill University. He was around 11 when I started leaving the corporate world behind. So, as your kids get older, there's different times that they need you during the day. But I was very grateful I was being able to be present in their lives when they were smaller. Finding time, you carve out time and you start hiring a team to help you. So you rise above and you do what you're good at. And you rise above the labor and the things that you're not good at.
Right.
Doing that is also a huge leap because it takes the money from your business and you're investing in other people's business and trusting them that they're going to do the job correctly with your brand and for what you want them to do. So you don't want to be spending hundreds and thousands of dollars, with other people if they're not doing the job. So that's another leap.
Yeah.
And trying to be able to grow your business.
Right.
But once you start, it's just a perpetual model that you can just keep going.
And that's how you're able to expand. And for yourself, do you ever have those times where you feel that you're stretched too thin?
You absolutely, no doubt, every day.
Oh yeah. How do you cope with? Because I think the dynamics, because you have two amazing companies, you're investing in other companies as well. Mm-hmm. How do you find time for yourself to refuel, to step back and realign with Claudia?
I think in my corporate life, I learned how to focus on different jobs and projects. I brought that into Dig It to focus on what we needed to do to grow Dig It. I focused that into On the Verge and let it go, the other company that I also invest in. And because of that, I'm very, very, very good at carving out time for different projects and different companies. Yeah. And I have a wonderful team with me now in all my companies. Yeah. So it's really, really great. I also very, very, very carefully carve out time with my family. Yeah. So, for instance, in August, I'm heading for a week with no phone, no computer, to Hawaii with my daughter who's 16 and powering down, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime childhood trip for her that I will be 100% present with her. So I've told everybody, plan for it. I am AWOL that week. You can't find me.
That's going to be so awesome.
It's going to be great.
But we'll see the pictures when you get back, right?
Yes. I won't even have my phone to put on Facebook. It's nothing. Yeah.
That's exciting.
But it's carving out time and really adhering to that time. It's putting that phone away. Yeah. When you need to have downtime, it's having at least a 24-hour period once every 2 weeks that you're not on electronics and you are not apologizing for being on recharge your own self and recharge time. It's really important in today's day and world because we're so fast-paced and everybody can get each other all the time, 24/7. So you have to recharge.
Wow. You know what? I bet you and your daughter have an amazing relationship.
I like to think so.
I hope so, right? For the camera, at least. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm sure that you are playing the role of being a role model and showing her what's possible as a woman and a business investor. Starting your business as an entrepreneur and taking it to so many levels, but also for other women. How does it feel to stand in that space?
It is humbling. Yeah. It really is humbling. I like to inspire others, and that includes women. I love being on stage and seeing in the audience the aha moments of I'm saying something that resonates in their life. And then I love the stories of me falling down, rising above, making it funny, obviously on stage, and having people laugh and resonate with that. Yeah. And a lot of times it is women that are resonating with it because I have been there being, working in my kitchen at 3 a.m. The kids get up at 7, get them to school, work from 9 to 11, bring them home for lunch, carving out little pieces of time to be working and moving forward and being exhausted all the time. Yeah. Like, no doubt, being exhausted, but just you know, you can sleep when you're dead, in my opinion. So you just kind of keep going and recharge when
You're
you
having
can.
fun, right?
I'm doing what I like doing.
What is your most exciting moment in business thus far?
Oh my goodness. There's been a number of exciting moments. One, quitting my last corporate job. That felt really good.
Yeah.
Like really good. Being on Dragon's Den obviously was an amazing opportunity, but I was very quiet when I created Dig It, and a lot of people didn't know I had created Dig It until I was actually airing on Dragon's Den. And I invited people over to a party on a Thursday night, and I said, by the way, I'm going to be on Dragon's Den, and they're like, okay, what are you smoking in between pickup and drop off with the kids? Because what are you talking about?
That's too funny.
So that was that was the time that I actually told the world I was doing.
And
Dig It.
how
we
soon
were
was that
successful.
before it went on the show? The day of?
That was about a week.
Yeah.
A week before.
Oh my goodness.
So I was very quiet. Like we started Dig It about 18 months before. And,
Yeah.
It was quite funny.
Oh my goodness.
But you fear people's criticism, and you want to make sure that you have the stability to you're not criticized, and you're not. I didn't want people to say to me when I was starting Dig It, what, you've left your corporate world and you're sewing gloves in your living room? And that's not the case, right? Like it's a whole, I just didn't want all that negativity around me. I hate negativity.
Yeah.
So I was quiet until we were successful, and that was the moment of allowing myself to understand that I'm now an entrepreneur, not a corporate person, but an entrepreneur.
Yes.
And I took the leap into that arena.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah, and then I think the last huge moment has been, because I've been asked to be on stage, this past March I was asked to be on a Tony Robbins stage here in Toronto, and that has been incredible.
Yeah.
That opened up a whole new world in that area.
When was it a call or email that came in, and what happened in that moment when you heard?
It was a person that I know in my network that I actually sit on a board with, and he introduced me to the person that was doing the organizing for the event.
Yes.
And it's networking. It's all networking, people. You got to network. And he called me and said if I was interested, and I'm like, yeah.
Of course.
And then I talked to the organizer, and then it was just one thing led to another, and I was asked to speak for specifically women empowerment on that stage.
Wow.
Yeah. So that was wonderful. At that event. Yeah. So that was quite amazing. So we'll see where it goes from there.
Wow. So entrepreneurship has been quite magical for you, and it seems like you're just getting started. And so how are you helping entrepreneurs take a leap in their business today?
Well, again, with my company On the Verge, people come to me and I run boot camps for startups. If you have a good idea or any idea, I offer boot camps and I offer consulting services. So I help them. In addition to that, I love speaking. So in a much bigger way, I can get and reach audiences and inspire people and give them some epiphanies that they can take into their lives. Being on opportunities like this and being able to reach people that I normally wouldn't be able to talk to, it's wonderful.
Yeah.
So any opportunity that I can talk to people has been amazing. The next stage of my evolution is to do give back. So I sit on a board that's called Global Teen Wealth, and it's based out of British Columbia, and it's on my time and my dime, I'm giving back to that organization, and they're impacting youth for entrepreneurship to empower themselves.
Wow.
So I help them grow their foundation, and then one day I hope to have my own foundation. But I need to learn how to do that first.
Yeah.
So I sit on boards.
That's
right now.
amazing.
So I don't do anything before I learn.
Right.
Yeah.
That's a good lesson and something to apply to our businesses.
Yeah.
Wow. Claudia, a wealth of knowledge and experience and inspiration. Thank you so much for joining us today.
It's been my pleasure.
Yeah.
I hope I can touch some of your audience members, and it's been wonderful.
I'm
Thank
sure
you so
you
much.
will. I'm sure you will.
Thank you.
Awesome. That would be favorite. Hi, my name is Cherene Francis, and I'm the host of the Leap TV show. We're looking for sponsors and advertisers that are looking to get more exposure for their business. Contact us today, and we'll have you as a sponsor or advertiser for our season. Welcome to Leap TV. My name is Cherene Francis, and today we're here with Craig Dunkerly, who is a financial success coach. He empowers entrepreneurs, business owners, and people all over the world with their investing, accounting, and taxes. He's an international speaker and author. Welcome for the second time, Craig Dunkerly, to the show. Awesome. I'm really glad you're here again, and I'm really interested in hearing how personal development and coaching has really helped you in business when it comes to building it and being, successful in the area of finance. Can you tell us how that got started with you?
Yeah, actually I can. I started off, one of my early mentors, he was into personal development, and when I attended one of his first programs, it was incredible, the information I got, but also just the energy in the room, like people there growing themselves, building themselves, and stuff that they can take out to other people. So I started to go to more, and I started to go to other ones, and I really saw it uplifted my life. Every single time I attended an event, it uplifted me. And I was learning a lot, and I was learning a lot from some very successful people.
Wow. So can you tell me a little bit more about what you were learning in personal development in these events? What was it about these events that were uplifting to you?
Well, I think all of them had some kind of core element that I was there for, whether it was to learn how to become a better marketer, or to learn how to relate with people better, or to just build my own relationship. But more so than the actual core of the events was the energy that I got, and the uplifting. And every time I go to one, it's like, wow, I feel on fire, like I feel on top of the world, and I can go out there and I can help more people.
That's amazing. And so your journey started with this personal development and just pouring into yourself, which is this is what it's all about, right?
Absolutely.
To propel you to get going and to really make big leaps in your life.
Absolutely.
So was there any one particular person or event that you felt was game-changing for you or life-changing for you?
I think every single one has had some kind of game changer for me.
Yeah.
The magnitudes have maybe been a little bit different,
Yeah.
but as I really got into the personal development and learning from others and seeing how people were responding to them in the crowd, what I really got out of it was that I have to do more of this,
Yes.
right? As you know from when we spoke last time, I got on stage because of one of my mentors, and that was a big leap for me.
Yeah.
But with the personal development and getting on stage, what I was realizing, I can help develop other people.
Yeah.
I can take this personal development that I've been doing and now take it to another level and take what I do and help develop people financially.
So that's awesome, because people are going to your event and they're getting simple strategies that they can apply right away and see results, which is amazing. And speaking of results, I know you have an excerpt in Randy Goodman's book. She's actually one of the producers of the show.
Yes.
And there's a great story in there about one of the people that you've helped. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I was very fortunate. Randy asked me to be an author in the first book.
Yeah.
There were 15 women writing a chapter in the book,
Yeah.
and I was the only man.
Yeah.
So that was
That's
a
cool.
great experience,
Yeah.
right? And one of the things that
Featuring
the book,
Craig. Yeah.
the book really focused on women who'd had struggles in their life.
Yeah.
And their leap,
Yeah.
where they broke through those struggles
Yeah.
and found success.
Yeah.
Right? So it was women talking about their problems.
Yeah.
And as a man, I don't have any woman problems.
Yeah.
So I couldn't talk about my woman problems. So what I decided to do was take 6 of my clients
Yes.
and talk about them, right? All 6 of them, I've spent time around their kitchen table every 3 months, talking about their money, getting them connected with their money, showing them what it did the last 3 months, what it might do the next 3 months,
Yeah.
but who knows?
Yeah.
We can't predict the future, right?
Right.
But what that did, every 3 months they got connected with their money.
Yeah.
And over time they started to understand, started to learn, started to get involved. And I spoke in the book, in my chapter, about 3 of them became millionaires. They weren't all millionaires when the book came out,
Yeah.
but now the first 3 are all millionaires.
Yeah.
The last 3 aren't. What was the difference?
Yeah.
They all had the same information, the same coaching.
Yeah.
The difference was mindset.
Wow.
Actually taking action. taking action. So Mary, the first lady in the book,
Yeah.
when I met her, she was 49 years old. She was recently divorced, and she had no idea how she was going to get to retirement and actually be able to retire. I hear this all the time. So many seniors are claiming bankruptcy. But when I was talking to Mary, she just didn't know how she was going to get there.
Right.
So I started talking to her about her investments. We met every 3 months, and this became the basis of my coaching program when it became finances. And lo and behold, December 31st, 2013, she could officially call herself a millionaire.
Wow.
Not including the value of her house.
That's amazing.
And that fills me up.
Yeah.
You know, when we looked at her investments just after the end of that year, I don't know who was more excited, her or me.
Yeah.
Right? Just wow.
I'm like that
this.
makes me. I'm like, okay, let's meet for coffee, kind of thing, right?
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
You know, anybody can do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter where you're starting. You've got to get involved, and you've started to take even just tiny steps. Just start shifting your mindset around it a little bit.
Wow.
And it's amazing what we can accomplish.
That is amazing, and that just circles right back to your leap, which
Absolutely.
is personal development,
Yes.
really feeding into
Yes.
your mindset and
Yes.
who you're being, your actions, and making sure you're applying what
Yes.
they learn at your
That's the
at your
big thing,
event,
right? Yeah.
Because as you said, 3 became millionaires and 3 didn't.
Yeah.
So that's That's spectacular.
Yeah, you touched on a good
Yeah.
point there too, Cherene. How many people go to these events,
Yeah.
right? They get personal coaching, they
Yeah.
get personal development,
Yeah.
but what happens on Monday?
Yeah.
What happens on Monday is you're back to life.
Right.
So what you learn just kind of goes out the window and you forget about it, and as time goes by, it just goes out,
Yeah.
gone. And what I found from doing that around the kitchen table, which is the title of the chapter in the book, by the way,
Okay.
around the kitchen table, I was reconnecting them every 3 months and keeping them involved. So when people come to my Financial Success Summit, they have the opportunity to join our Millionaires Club.
Right.
And our Millionaires Club is exactly that. You just learned a lot at Financial Success Summit.
Right.
Now we need to keep you connected.
Right.
So what do? We meet every 3 months. And we talk about money, what it's done, what it might do,
Right.
what's happening in the world, and it just gets them connected, keeps them connected, and it's amazing how it all just lifts from there.
Wow. Very cool. Very cool stuff. Do you want us to continue?
No, we're good.
We're good? Okay, so I'll just say thank you. Wow, very cool stuff. That's amazing. Well, Craig, it's always a pleasure to have you on the show.
It's a pleasure to be here.
And so if people want to get in touch with you and go to the Financial Success Summit, what do they do?
It's simple. You just go to blackthorn-group.com.
Okay.
Right, Blackthorn with no E on the end. So Black Thorn
Yeah.
dash, not an underscore, a dash, group.com.
Good. Awesome. So thanks for being on the show.
Thank you very much. Very much appreciate it.